Hi, welcome to lesson 4. Been a while, huh? Hey, I want to bring this to you in a way that you can understand it well, and I'm not a professional speaker, so that might be a problem. I believe lesson 4 will go into empathy and feeling. These are things that are incredibly important to an individual because without the empathy, feelings overwhelm, even good ones. They're a little too intense. We're social creatures and we have a social brain, so when we experience things, we like to share them, but that empathetic sharing is connected also to our survival. Society is something important to our survival, our relationships. And so empathy is incredibly important. What does empathy do? Empathy helps you to feel safer in your feelings. It helps you to be able to express them honestly, and and to feel okay about them. You know, society actually gives us the permission to cues to survive. That it's okay to go for what you need, or it's not okay right now. And so empathy has played a big part in how we have survived as human beings. And it doesn't act alone. It acts with that trust that we have inside to express our feelings honestly. Um, this important interaction between empathy and feeling is one of the basic dialogues that I talk about. How do you do that? In a self practice, all you got to do is look out into space and imagine either somebody you care about or somebody who cares about you or should, and just talk to them. And what happens is that your feelings become more honest as you go along, and the force of them gets fully expressed. And uh, there's a helplessness that goes along with feelings if you can't express them. Um, why? Because when you can't express them and have them be met with empathy, you can't feel okay about the great things that you might have accomplished. Suppose you came home with an A, and your dad and mom said, or suppose you came home and they said, "Wow, that's wonderful." They shared your feelings about it. Oh, that was great. We need social permission even to express those good things. So I hear a lot of people talking about how you need to feel all those negative things in your life, and well, you need to feel what's right for you to feel, positive or negative. If it's honest, it's probably good for you. Never good to just hoke things up. It's a lie. Even if you say the truth, but you blow it out of proportion, it's still an emotional lie. And as they say, you're as sick as your lies. Honesty is incredibly important, and people say it doesn't matter if the person is accepting or not, or intellectually understanding. There takes a little bit of understanding. I don't want to give the impression these dialogues are completely separate. It takes a bit of intellectual understanding to know and to feel empathy. Um, it's hard to feel empathy for somebody who did something bad until you empathize with where they're coming from and what caused them to get to that point. So a bit of understanding is always useful. In fact, all three of the dialogues work together. They have to. Being objective is a kind of honesty. Being empathetic is a kind of encouragement of emotional honesty. And creativity helps show us what is honest. But right now we're talking about the one particular dialogue, which is empathy, and it is incredibly important. And I've talked to you about how to perform that by yourself. Of course, it helps if somebody else is very understanding and they're there for you. But understand that you are two kinds of person there. You need socialization and you need society. In fact, it's part of your inner life in terms of your imagination, your feelings, and so on. But you also need a sense of independence. And so I would encourage that you try to help yourself because it's so empowering. But I wouldn't encourage you to not reach out and take legitimate help that's available. And it can come in a lot of different forms. So, empathy. I do pastoral care, and I think that's very important. A lot of times when people feel they have all this nailed down, that they're a professional of friendship, a professional in the area of friendship. I think that's going a little too far, and I don't think pastors tend to do that as much. I think we tend to let you be you, and let things be worked out between you and your sense of a higher being. And for you atheists out there, I'm not necessarily talking about anything supernatural, but it is pretty super. We do have an empathetic relationship with a sense of a being that is extremely objective, creative, empathetic, and in touch. Sure we do. I call that sometimes the supreme soul. And you don't have to believe in anything supernatural for that to be a very real thing for you. And in fact, if it's not a real thing for you, then I'd like to know what your aspirations are. Because kids look at their parents and they say, "Oh, I want to be like her or him." I want to be grown up. Why? Because they have these amazing survival skills and abilities such as empathy, and so on. They've developed these things, and so children grow into these things. Hopefully, I do believe in education. I do believe that we can be educated in these things and trained in these things, and that's what I do. I think that you have to really think about some of the times when there's a way that education enlightens you. And that's hard to get across to people unless they begin to feel what they feel. Well, there's a signal for me that after this point you may be uh, getting tired and ready to move on to more entertaining things. So I'm going to close this off here. And thanks for listening. I hope that it's been a meaningful thing for you. And God bless you.